This isn't just one of the biggest derby games in South Africa. This is one of the biggest derby games in world rugby. I mean, Stormers versus the Bulls. It doesn't get much bigger than this. This is a game that has so much rivalry behind it, so much animosity, and a lot of respect as well. This is going to be a huge game, and there are Springboks everywhere. I mean, both of the teams have released their teams, and they are very strong. They're definitely going full out for this game. This is definitely for some bragging rights and to really, for the Bulls, an important game to get the season going, to try to make their way up to the table, and for the Stormers to keep their number one spot and keep their unbeaten streak alive. Before we go any further, guys, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel just to help the channel grow. We've only been doing this for a month and a bit, maybe 2 months now. Really been enjoying all the support and all the messages and all the comments and everything. So if you guys enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe and like as well. Let's get right back into it. So the Stormers have selected their team. They've gone for Ali Vermaak, Andre Igufenta, Netling Fischer. And the Locks have gone for Simon Maratas captain, JD Schikkeling, Ruan Ackerman, Ben Jason Dixon, Evan Ruiz. At number 9, they've gone for Kobus Reinach. At number 10, Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu makes his long-awaited comeback now. Number 11, Leolan Zas. Number 14, Suleiman Hartenberg. And in the centres, they've gone for Damian Willemse. I can't wait to see him play at number 12. Number 13, Wanda Silas and Milani. Those guys have been playing together for a lot of years now and against each other. From when they were stars at schoolboy level for Craven Week to under 20. This is a centre pair I've been wanting to see consistently for a long time now. At number 15, they've gone for Warwick Galant. And on the bench, you have Lukanya Vokozela, Ntutuku Mchunu looking to make a big impact. You have Sazi Sandi, Andre Smith, Ruben van Heerden, Paul de Villiers, Stefan Angara, and Yuri Mattia. That is a very strong bench. Now, if you look back a season ago, you would think not the strongest bench if you look at the names, but if you look at the form they are now, that is a very strong bench. And you have the likes of Paul de Villiers, Ruben van Heerden, Andre Smith, who's an absolute battering ram, and Tutuku Mchunu, who's just a game changer and one of the most explosive props in world rugby. Then you have the likes of Yuri Mattia and Stefan Angara, who are a really good combination who can come on and still get the Stormers going, go forward ball, and making good decisions in this playmaking roles. I mean, this is a very exciting Stormers team, and what definitely will be a sold-out Cape Town Stadium. And I think some of the things I'm really excited to see is Ruan Ackerman and Evan Ruiz on the field together. I think the Stormers knew that the Bulls were going to choose a big pack, and when I announce that team, you'll see they are big, and they've chosen a very strong forward pack. So I think that was a no-brainer to really choose a Ruan Ackerman and Evan Ruiz and bring a guy like Paul de Villiers on later who can be a bit of a game changer. And then Ruben van Heerden also adds a lot of stability and leadership as well, especially at line-out time. Then in the back line, I mean, Kobus Reinach and Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu have been a really good combination at Springbok level, and they'll be looking to continue with that now at the Stormers, and it looks like they have been. I mean, the few times they've been played together, they've been phenomenal. Then in the centres, what I'm really excited for is Damian Willemse at 12 again. The last time we saw him play 12 properly was against the All Blacks in Wellington, and we know how that went. Man of the match performance, and probably one of the best performances I've ever seen individually from an international player. So that's going to be very exciting. And I do think Damian Willemse's long-term future could be at number 12. I mean, if I just think of the Springboks' depth and strength right now, I think of post the next World Cup, post 2027, before 2031, some of your stronger backline players include both Damian Willemse and Apelele Fassi. So a way to work them both in could be to have Damian Willemse play 12. I can see a guy like Kanan Moody or Ethan Hooker playing 13 for the Springboks in the future as well next to him, with a guy like Apelele Fassi who's so strong against the high ball at the back. I'm really excited for the future of the Springboks as well, and I mean, there's some really good future Springboks playing as well. For the Bulls, they've selected Gerard Steenkamp, Johan Grobler, and Volker Low. That is a mean front row, and they are absolutely looking to dominate. Will they get the same dominance they had against the Sharks? I don't think so, but I still think they will get go forward dominance. And if the Bulls can actually capitalize on that, which they didn't do against the Sharks, then it could be a whole different game. In the locks, Kobus Visser and the captain Ruan Nortje, one of the best locks in international rugby, and alongside Kobus Visser, the brother of Jasper Visser, an absolute battering ram and a mountain of a man. So that's going to be interesting to see. In the loose trio, now this is where it gets interesting, Marco van Staden, Elrich Low, and Jean-Ray Rudolph. Now, Jean-Ray Rudolph is actually probably the in-form player between those three. He's been phenomenal ever since signing for the Bulls, and I think he just adds so much to this loose trio. And I think even when Cameron Hanekom comes back, I think Jean-Ray Rudolph might make his way to the bench, but he'll still be a very key player, very key player in this Bulls team, and I really like how he's been playing recently. I watched him a bit at the Cheetahs, but now that he's at the Bulls, he's really making a name for himself, and he's playing phenomenal rugby. I mean, just looking at that forward pack, that is a huge forward pack. That is a Springbok level forward pack. And I mean, there's only one player in that forward pack that hasn't played for the Springboks. So that is a really good forward pack. Number 9, they've chosen to go for Paul de Wet, playing against his old team, the Stormers. I think every time he's played for the Bulls this year, he's been phenomenal. I mean, the Bordeaux game that they played at home against Bordeaux, the Bulls, I thought him and Jean-Louis Rudolph were the two better players, and they were the two non-Springbok players. So, I mean, he's been a phenomenal player every time I've watched him. I think he'll be comfortable in the old setting he's played so many games at in Cape Town Stadium, and alongside Andre Pollard, they can only build a good combination. I mean, the Bulls right now need to start building combinations and getting players to play together more often. Now, in the centres, they've gone for David Creel and Kane and Moody, which I do like. I was advocating for Stedman Gans the other day, but I think having a guy like Kane and Moody at 13 as well, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, he's been dominant every time he's put on a 13 jersey at club and international level, and just to get him more minutes and more comfortable at 13 will be really good for the Bulls organisation and for him and for his future, because he's a guy, I prefer him on the wing because he's very good under the high ball and he's a really explosive player and he likes to beat defenders on the outside, but having him at 13, you don't lose anything. You actually just gain having the ball in his hand more often. So I'm really excited to see that. Outside them, Stravino Jacobs and Sebastian de Klerk. Wow. Those are two really good wingers. Probably two of the better non-Springbok wingers right now. I mean, Stravino Jacobs can run through a wall for you. He can run over a wall for you. And I think the wall would probably move out the way. He's so physical. And Sebastian de Klerk is probably the best non-Springbok player right now, in my opinion. He is just phenomenal. And he'll be looking to play at his best because he's a game changer. Even with every Springbok you can put on the field, I still think Sebastian de Klerk can still be a game changer. At fullback, they've gone for Willie Leroux, which a solid option for them. They need leadership there and they need strength there at the back, and a guy who's got a good kicking game, and he won't let the occasion get to him as well. I mean, it's going to be a sold-out Cape Town Stadium. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. I think there's going to be probably thousands of Bulls fans as well. So I think, yes, Stormers will have the majority of the home crowd on their side, but don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of Bulls fans there as well. Now on the bench, they've gone for Akker van der Merwe, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Kuto Mchunu, Ruan Vermaak, Reinhard Ludwig, Nizam Kar, Ambrose Papier, and Devin Williams. That is a very strong Bulls bench, and I don't think there's any weakness on that bench right there. I mean, all of them can be and have been starters regularly for this Bulls team and have impacted this Bulls team to get them to win games. I mean, just looking, Reinhard Ludwig's been captain a few times as well. He's a young guy as well, and I really like him. Massive guy, and I think he's going to make a big impact. Ruan Vermaak, glad to see him there. He is huge, and I just can't wait to see what he does. Him against Ruben van Heerden from the bench should be an interesting battle, especially at line-out time. Now, just looking at that bench front row, Akker van der Merwe, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, and Kuta Mchunu, I don't think you really lose much by bringing those guys on. I mean, 3 phenomenal players. I think Kuta Mchunu is a bit underrated. He's a very good player, and I'm glad to see him back in the Bulls organization. I know he went to the Dynabulls in Japan for a little bit, but it's good to see him back. Now, Ambrose Papier and Devin Williams, just looking at those two players, you just see speed, electricity, and just flair. Those guys are so good. So if I was to choose a combined 15 between these two teams, it would be Gerard Steenkamp, Johan Grobler, and Vukelo. So it would be a full Bulls front row. In the locks, I would go as well for Kobus Vista and Ruan Nortje. So tight 5 is all Bulls for me for a combined team. Now in the loose trio, I would go for Marco van Staden, Elrich Lowe, and then Evan Roos at 8. So only one Stormer in that team. But I will say, once it gets to the locks and the loose forwards, it's a lot more of a closer choice for me. So I think that's where the Stormers might try and make the impact. And I think it's a very 50-50 decision for a lot of those guys. But I mean, that Bulls forward pack is probably the best club forward pack in the world right now if you were to look at it straight like this. Obviously, they haven't been putting out those performances, but we haven't really seen these 8 guys together on the field at the same time. And if you bring in a guy like Cameron Honeycomb to this forward pack, it's going to probably be the best club forward pack in the world, in my opinion. I mean, look at that, and some of the names on the bench as well. It's going to be very difficult to beat that forward pack at scrum time and at line-out time. Now, if we go to the back line, number 9 for me, I would have Kobus Reinach in a combined team. At number 10 right now, I'd have Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Definitely the more informed 10 between him and Andre Pollard. At number 11, this is where it gets difficult. Right now, I'd go for Leolin Zas. I think Leolin Zas is just in a bit more better form than Stravino Jacobs. At number 12, I'll go for Damian Willemse. 100%. Number 13, I'd go for Kane and Moody, but Wandisile Simelane is one of my favourite players. At number 14, I would go for Sebastian de Klerk over Suleiman Hartzenberg. I know Suleiman Hartzenberg had a long, lengthy injury layoff. Very good player. He'll be looking to impact the game the way he has before, and he's still a very young guy as well. At number 15, I'll go for Warwick Gelant right now. I just think he can impact the game a bit more, especially with ball in hand. Willie Leroux is an amazing player, but if I had to choose a combined team right now, Warwick Gelant would be there. Looking at the bench, I would go for Akker van der Merwe, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, and Kutam Chunu, because I can't really move into Tokum Chunu to a different prop. That would not be right. So the full Bulls bench front row. Then I would go for Rowan Vermaak from the Bulls. Then I'd go for Ruben van Heerden from the Stormers. And then I would also go for Paul de Villiers over Nizam Kar from the Stormers. And then on the bench for the back line, I will go... Well, they've both gone for a 6-2 split. So, yeah, that's fine. And then I've gone for Ambrose Papier and Yuri Mattia. So, I mean, if you look at from 8 onwards, it's very much Stormers in favour with the players, but if you look at the tight 5, it's Bulls. So that's probably where I think the Bulls are going to try capitalise this game as a tight 5. Even if you look at the bench, I think the Bulls have a stronger tight 5. They can really make some damage in the scrum when it comes to scrum time. But they did that against the Sharks and they didn't get anything from it. I really think if they actually capitalised the way they did against... If they capitalised like they didn't do against the Sharks, then they could actually win this game. Right, if I look on paper, I think, looking at the team sheets, that the Bulls should be the favourites to win this game. But the Stormers have been in the informed team and are unbeaten right now. So my prediction is going to be Stormers by 8 points. I just think that they're going to get it done. They have some really good guys peaking at the right time. They have 2 players who I thought could have been nominated for World Player of the Year, Sasha Ngomazulu and Damian Willemse. And if you get a guy like Wandisile Simelane and Warwick Gelant into space, then you have a problem. I do think if the Stormers can't hold up this Bulls team and the Bulls actually capitalise, then I think the Bulls might win this game. But if the Bulls fail to capitalise on the scrum penalties like they did against the Sharks, then I don't think they're going to be near winning this game. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I can't wait. I wish I could be in Cape Town, but I live in England. I would fly back if I could, but obviously I can't. Cape Town Stadium is going to be rocking. First weekend in January. It's going to be huge. It's going to be sold out. I am not missing this game for anything. This game is going to be the best game of the weekend, and it's probably one of the best games of the year. I mean, there's so many talking points, and just to see some massive Springbok names against each other, it almost feels like the olden days again. Not the olden days, like 2012, not that long ago, obviously. But yeah, like I just remember like that game where Skalk Burger tackled Farida Pereira like that in the Curry Cup. It feels almost like a big Curry Cup game from back in the day. So I'm really excited for this one, and I can't wait. Joe, guys, let me know your predictions and your thoughts on the team selections in the comments below. I can't wait for this one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as well to help the channel grow. And I really appreciate all the support, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.